Okay, welcome back to the Exillian Expanse. It's been a little while, but last we left you guys, you were on the road on the arid highway from Worm Shadow all the way to the capital city of Sapsothor, which is Astrafel Numis. You had a few encounters, shall we say, on the road, one of which being some magisters that you quite deftly deceived your way or persuaded your way for them to let you pass without actually checking what you are carrying, that being the crate that still sits on your wagon. And following on from there, you came across some wild storms, some wild magic sandstorms, as well as some ruins, which you delved into, finding them a forgotten ruin of the Shadowbinder, and inside discovering through visions or just history or things or religion that you know, the origin of vampires, that being a corrupted druidic ritual to share power amongst themselves. Some of you decided to, whilst the others were having a little look around downstairs, decided to bury the crate near these ruins, knowing that they are most often than not really found. The only reason you guys came across it was because the recent storms had unearthed some part of the architecture. And I think that's it. Obviously, you found a series of carvings giving you a little bit more information about the capital city itself. That being that the pyramid is sort of draws in the magical essence of the land around it. So you have many ideas. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure you have an idea of what sort of city that you are making your way into. But we will pick up with you guys having buried your crate, gathered your things, and I guess back on the road. My question being, are you still using the wagon? You know it's about a day and a half left of your journey. What would we be doing to prepare? How do you guys look in that early afternoon leading into evening?
I imagine we're still using the cart. Don't
Yeah.
really see a reason to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I suppose the regular checking surroundings, taking turns steering the cart. I don't think anything special necessarily.
If it is approaching the evening, did we want to wait here? Did we want to try and go further and then set up camp later?
I think we might want to set up camp a little bit further. Maybe. Since we just buried the lens and there's a spooky temple. I don't know. Maybe it's just as safe to camp next to it than a little bit beyond it, but my instinct says let's go a little bit further.
Okay.
Before resting. Because we haven't ticked that off yet.
Sure.
Okay. So you give it a little bit of time, hopping back on the wagon, sort of moving the horses along. Don't really see many other people, maybe a couple of people going the other way on this road. And as that light begins to fall, who is going to look for where you guys are going to camp?
I'll look.
Okay. Do you want to make me a survival check?
Sure. It's an 18.
Okay. Yeah, once again you see on the horizon another sort of outcropping as being your go-to structure, and guiding the others there. You guys have so much supplies But are we building any form of fire? What are you guys doing in terms of sleeping? And I would guess that you are rotating a watch as per usual.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. I think it's probably all right to set up camp. We're not the only travelers, so I don't think camp would be particularly suspicious.
That's true. Well,
And
we
we've
no
been
longer have a
camping.
giant box, too.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, I will say, Ku, having you prepared so much, you guys don't even need to look for things like twigs and timber and things to start a fire, as you've brought it with you on your wagon. Given that two of you, I'm pretty sure, can conjure some form of flame, I don't think we need any checks as you guys settle down for the night. Is there anything you guys are doing before you go to sleep at all?
I'll probably add a little bit of mold earth to shield from any sand winds or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. And do my usual nightly prayer to Ashir.
Okay, do you want to roll me a percentile dice?
Sure. That is 100, and now I needed some. There we go. That is a straight 80.
Okay.
I was going to say 800, but that wasn't.
800! Is there anything in
800!
particular that you are praying for, or is it just a prayer to him?
I think it's just a prayer to him. Like, it's... I'm more and more doing it, like, quote-unquote, publicly. I'm more showing my devotion to him amongst others. Because I want to spread it a little bit more. I know this is just our gang, but it's just I'm being a good Ashir follower.
Do you want to roll me an Arcana check, but add your proficiency?
Sure.
So I'm pretty
Dirty
sure it's
20.
just plus 3.
Yes. But I got a 17 for a dirty 20.
Where's my... I've forgotten where I put my notebook. Oh, guess I'll just have to use this one. You get the sense as you are praying to him, although there's no reply, you get this sort of reverberating magic back. There's something about this entity that you are praying to. There's something about Ashir that feels bigger. Like, not necessarily stronger, but the presence you feel, something has definitely changed since you last prayed.
Okay.
Anyone else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Probably just going over some of the notebooks and stuff I have.
Gio's probably playing in the sand.
Okay. As we move on to your watches, can we get the order of what you guys are sleeping in, or watching in, rather?
I'll take last watch.
I can take first watch.
All right, perfect. I'll take second.
Okay. Gio, can you make me a perception check?
Yeah. $17.
Okay. You do hear a couple of creatures in the night. They're sort of scuttling and shrieks off in the distance, but luckily for you, nothing too intrusive crosses your path, and you think that it might be safe for now. And as you go to wake up Larea, is there anything else you do that night before you go to sleep?
Just gonna tell her that there were some noises, probably some animals out in the distance, but didn't hear or see anything too much.
Loraya, do you want to make me a perception check?
Yes. That is a 5.
Okay.
I'm not good at perception.
You're not good at perception. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's not that you're looking, because you have eyes in the dark, so you can see pretty well.
Yeah.
But I will say that maybe your mind's on other things. So what is distracting Loraya on her watch, do you think?
I think I'll be thinking about Ashir's presence being bigger, and I think about the name of the balance goddess. What's her name again? Sorry. Get rid of books. The balance goddess
Kalindra?
and Kalindra. I knew it was a K.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out. And thinking about sort of the struggle between wanting him to grow, but also being wary and fully aware that I am the sort of person that will intervene if he grows too big for his breeches. Which is why I asked the champion for a way to contact Kalindra, because that is a quandary I'm struggling with.
Okay.
So I guess I'm just thinking about Ashir in short, really, as every hour of the day.
Okay. You don't get attacked by anything. But
Hell yeah.
as on a 5, even if they were, you wouldn't know it's coming. As you go to wake up Ku, is there anything else you do before you go to sleep?
I probably would have told Moro to sort of like see if he can find a nice critter to eat, like a mouse or something. Like go ham. But be careful, don't get eaten by sandworms.
Okay.
But that's it.
And Ku, can you make me a perception check as well?
Haha.
Just a 15.
15. Okay. On a 15, it's not any creatures that catch your eye, but in the distance, despite your inability not to be able to see things, you do every now and then see sort of a flash of blue or purple or red light that seem to be bouncing off parts of the clouds in the sky right on the horizon. I will say you know it's in the direction that you're heading, but you're not too sure as to what that might be.
I'll make a note of it. Share it with the others when they wake up.
Okay. As you guys wake the next morning, having your long rest.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that woke me up.
He said the words. He said the
Oh,
words.
Rest.
My sweet little warlock can cast
hilarious.
magic again. Did Moro find any mice or other ungodly creatures to eat?
Ooh, make me a survival check for Morrow. We'll see. We'll see how well he did.
Oh, I'm not that good. 7.
No, it's pretty barren
He's as
here.
blind
He
as
maybe
me.
saw a lizard and went for it, but then it burrowed into the ground, and he was like, "Ah, fuck."
Takes after his mom. Sees nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. As you guys get up the next day, hopping on your wagon, Are we sort of picking up the pace at all, or are we just keeping the same momentum that you guys have been doing so far?
I don't see why we'd need to hurry now. I
Yeah.
mean, if it's only a day and a half away, you said?
So it was a day and a half. It's a day now.
Yeah. I mean, even if we sped up, we'd make it like half a day or 3/4 day. We'd still have to rest up in the city, so I wouldn't vouch for speeding up necessarily.
Okay.
Doesn't really make sense to speed up to me.
Yeah.
Anything we could slow down.
We can slow down in the tavern with a nice mug of ale.
Very nice. Can you all make constitution rolls for me, please?
Saving or straight con?
Just straight con.
Ew.
21.
Okay.
Gentleman's 14.
Okay.
6.
That tracks. Yeah, I would say that as you're so close to reaching your goal of getting to this city, it becomes apparent you understand the environment that you guys find yourselves in. Geo, funnily enough, being akin to a hippo, shall we say, or you were a hippo once, you find that the heat and this sort of arid air doesn't really bother you all that much. You're just... It feels kind of almost a little bit natural for you. For you, Ku, there's like a little bit of your skin, which is odd because this might have been something that you would have worried about in the past, but you have like a sun-kissed tone to your skin. It's a little bit hot, a little uncomfortable in some places, but you are fine. Lorea, you are a pasty-ass lady. I will say on that lower roll, you feel a twinge of sunburn as you are moving along. It's just any exposed sort of areas, just a little, obviously no hit points, but it's just very uncomfortable.
I'm gonna trade out any white, black clothing I'm wearing and putting on as much white as I can and see if I can make some sort of veil or something. I need that heat off me.
Need that heat
Full
off
Victorian
you,
woman.
Yeah, absolutely. Ku, can we have your last survival check for this journey?
Sure. Oh, there it is. Just a 12.
12. Okay. You can't find any sort of overarching cliff areas. You do find a little bit of a dip in some parts of the land. Again, this is mainly dunes and some barren earth, so you find this little pocket of safety that you reckon might be okay. As we will do same again. Geo, are you taking first watch again?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Can you make me your perception check?
Yeah. 16.
Okay. 16. Yeah. No creatures, but you do become very aware of make me an intelligence roll for me. And this is to see if you understand. This is straight intelligence. This is to see if you understand what the noise is.
I saw that roll from in that
I got a
22.
A
Yeah.
5. Okay, yeah. You can hear something that is foreign to you, but you're not sure what that noise is. It's sort of this high frequent, high tone that sort of reverberates around where you guys are, and it's a little bit disturbing some of your sleep. Not enough to make it restless, but it is just constantly sort of a hum that seems to emanate outwards. Lorea, do you want to make me your perception check?
I'm gonna try it digitally this time. Ah, 17.
17. Yeah, you also sort of like feel this reverberating noise. If you want, you can make an intelligence roll to see if you understand what it might be.
Okay. Well, I'm dumb as hell. A 2.
Okay. You also you have no idea what it is. You also can see that where you guys have decided to camp out, as you decide it's a little bit uncomfortable with the sunburn. You can't sit in it. So you have a little walk around, make a perimeter, do a little patrol, and as you're doing that, you can see a little roadside shrine just a little bit further from where you guys have camped, and there are 3 black stones sort of stacked, and then a bronze bowl beneath them. You can see travelers have left different offerings inside it, little dates, folding prayers. There seems to be sort of copper coins and little glasses of candles that seem to have burned out. Do you want to make me a religion check?
Sure. Oh my god. A 2.
Okay. It is nothing familiar to you, any of this symbolism. It's definitely nothing that you've seen before. Which would make sense, because you've never been in this land before. Okay. As you wake up, Ku, is there anything else you do before you go to sleep?
I'll point the shrine out to him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably it.
Sure. Okay. Ku, can you make your perception check?
15 again. I've rolled 3 fucking 7s today.
Very nice. On a 15, do you want to make your intelligence roll to see if you can understand what this noise is that's penetrating through the air?
Big 6.
Again, it's very foreign to all of you. It's nothing that you have a reference for something that would sound like this. And on a 15, I don't think you see. I don't think you even see the shrine. It's just you keep where you are, make sure nothing bothers you guys, and you do wake up the next day fully rested. A little bit uncomfortable for some of you as you are slightly pink in areas. And knowing that you have maybe an hour or 2 to the city, as you begin that final journey, jumping back on the wagon, you begin to see, coming into the distance, maybe 10-15 minutes into your journey, there are massive stone columns placed along the road at very exact intervals. They are this sort of beautiful blue and purple mineral stone with lines through it, and you can see copper has been banded around a lot of them. As you pass close to one of them, do you want to pick someone to make an Arcana check?
Yes, I
Geo.
can.
Mm-mm.
I got a 7.
A 7.
Let's just quit.
Again,
Let's just
yeah,
end
yeah.
the session.
I would say you don't know what these things are, and I'd say for all of you, mainly Larea, actually, and Bellini, but he's not here. You feel it's almost like someone's taken cotton ball and stuffed it into your ears. It's like this muffling feeling of something pressing in on your consciousness. If
Do
you
I get
want,
the feeling it's suppressing magic in any way?
if you want, you can, as this happens, you can make an Arcana check.
14.
On a 14, you can feel it's definitely arcane in nature, and it has something linking to your arcane ability. I wouldn't say that you understand if it's negating anything. You just get the sense that it's definitely affecting the caster side of your skills. And obviously that's why it stands out most for you and Bellini, and a little less for the other two. It's almost in recognition of your magical potential that is reacting. These first sort of outer pylons, obviously getting that feeling, the more you guys move in, it begins at light, like a light pressure on your temples, but as you keep getting closer to the city, and you can see that in the distance the horizon becomes a very distinct line, this sort of black brown line that you can see, it begins to sort of press harder and harder. You guys sort of pass a caravan, and you can see that it's stopped. It's got a canvas awning sort of leaning out, and you can see that there is a it's almost like a food truck. There's a man in there who is like handing something out to a woman, and she gives him some gold, and you can see that exchange. You can see he's got a blackboard with licensed goods only written on it, and you can see that behind him in his caravan, you can see like cloth, some oil, you can see chalk, there's copper wire seemingly in a basket, there's some gems of some kind, some like crystals and relics, and you're just approaching this person on the road. Do we stop? Do we keep going?
I'd like to stop. Browse.
Yeah? You just pull over the wagon a little bit. You'll jump out. Is there anything you're doing as you sort of approach this caravan, seeing that interaction with them trading somewhat?
Yeah, I'll just I'll just greet them. Like, hi, good morning. What do you trade here?
Oh, it's I think I might have something you might need, and you can see he points at like a little pot with some sort of ointment that seems to be in it, and he's definitely looking at the pallor of your face. As you ask that, make me a persuasion check.
14.
Okay, 14. He's like, well, travelers on the roads always need things before they get into the city, or after they leave it. Perhaps they've forgotten to pick some things up whilst they're there. We've got lots of goods. We've got some chalk, some wire, as you can see. We've got some mirror shards for any of your good old Photarch magi. We've got some dried beans and dates. If you guys happen to be on the road for too long, they don't go off in this heat. You can see he points at a series of blue wax candles, patches of paper that seem to have stamps of a pyramid sort of shining light on it. There's also a clay jar that he sort of opens, and you can see this bright green powder on the inside, and he sort of wafts it in your face, and you get this burst of very like sugary smell. Can you make me an Arcana check?
Sure. A 4.
Okay. I would say this is because of the origin of your personally your magic. It's very much you know where it comes from. It's when you cast, it's produced from your core. It's like a thing that you do. You sort of cast a sheer's power through you. On a 4, you would I would say context gives you enough that these might be something to help magical people who aren't inherently able to cast just from a source of power. So you would guess some of these might be components. The rest of it, you have no idea.
Can I ask to see the mirror shards that he spoke about?
Yeah, he just
I'll
picks
ask
them
him-
off. You can see that some of them are different colors. It looks a lot like stained glass, but it's a lot more reflective. And they seem to be banded with this sort of brass outline, and offers for you to take a look at some of them.
Tell me about these. What did you call them? Photo
Photomagi.
magi.
Yes, it's those who practice in the magic of light.
You use that a lot in the city?
No, it just you never know when you might need it. With and he sort of points up at the sky, and you can see like no clouds, just burning sun.
Yeah, it seems there's a big lack of light here, indeed. All right. You boys want anything from this nice man?
Can I take a look at what he has, see if there's anything of interest?
Yeah, make me the perception or investigation.
All right, there we go. 21.
Okay, and can you also roll me an Arcana check as well? And this is to see if you understand what it might be.
Hey, that's an 18.
Very nice. So yes, as you're looking at all of this stuff, it reminds you of the sort of mages from Kazizrela who learnt magic, rather than the sort of channelers and the pact bound people. Not to say warlock is a bad word, but it's very much a practical side of magic. So it's not inherently worse. It's just a lot. It requires a lot more things usually. So these a bunch of this stuff you would guess is better quality components. So you can use like a piece of string and a piece of metal to perform a spell, but the better the string and the better quality of the metal, you would guess the better the spell holds if you are a wizard. So what he seems to be selling are pretty great quality. You can see there's some chalk. There's very purely refined chalk dust. The copper wire in the basket has all been polished and wound tightly. The mirror shards that he points out in... I don't know what's wrong with me today. Points out in particular... would be anything involving, like I said, anything magical involving light. And you would guess that this includes things like illusion magic, invisibility, and also the ability to shield themselves from the very bright, glaring power of the sun that is constantly on them. As for things you guys can buy, you can also see that there are a couple of potions sort of in the shelves behind him, as well as a few things that haven't actually been labeled.
Does he happen to have a gilded skull worth 300 gold, or...
Do you want to ask him?
No, I'm looking through my spell components to see if it would be wise to get like a better version of it. Maybe coal. There's not a lot of material cost to my spells, luckily. A living flea and an eye of newt is all I can think of. So I'll ask for any of those. I don't think they're too crazy to ask. I'm imagining an eye of newt and fleas are maybe used in alchemy as well.
Yeah, as you question him for these items, you do notice that he looks at your person. Do you want to make me an insight check? And I would say either you can both roll this separately, or one of you can roll with advantage.
Ku might have a higher wisdom. I have a +1 on insight.
I have a +8 on perception and insight.
Yeah, you roll with advantage, please.
24.
24. Sorry, let me just get this. He is looking for something on your person, for confirmation, as you go asking about these purchases.
Is he looking for our pass?
He looks like he would be, yes. But I will say, on that high of an insight roll, you get the sense that, whilst he is cautious, the nature of being a roaming trader, it means that perhaps he might be a little more flexible on the rules. And having a chalkboard that specifically says licensed goods only is like, why would you have a sign that says that? Yeah. So you get the sense he himself is licensed, because he seems very confident, but he is sort of apprehensively checking you guys. So obviously above table, that would mean that you would either need to haggle or persuade him to give you these things without a license, because he can't currently see one on you.
I'll because I put on like Victorian white woman clothes. I'll head on back to the cart and pull out the badge from my guard uniform.
Okay.
And show him that.
I have the badge.
No, but I have a guard uniform.
You both
so I'm
have
assuming there
badges.
is. Yeah, I'm assuming I have my own badge.
Everyone can have a badge, okay?
You have the old woman's badge.
That's true.
So I'm just like, it's been a long journey. If you would please, sell us the items. We've come all the way from, and I'll do a little chat. We've come all the way from Silpra Point. Wow, I remembered that. Damn. It's been a long journey, so I would appreciate if we could just, wrap this up rather quickly.
Can you make me either persuasion or deception? Because you are hiding some form of the truth. So it's whatever one's better for you.
Well, deception. If I didn't roll a 4, 11.
11.
I have +7.
I'd say all three of you can see him sort of like eye the uniform and the badges, and he's like, I'm sorry, but you don't really have jurisdiction here.
How high up is he in this caravan? You said it's like a food truck. Can I get real close and personal with him?
I can just,
I would say
pick you up.
I'd say Geo is probably the same height he is, because the caravan sort of bumps him up a little bit. So he is leaning forwards, looking down at the two of you. But Geo, for you, if he actually, the awning's a little bit in the way, he has to like.
I'll kneel down and have Luria stand on my knee so that she can look him in the eyes.
Okay.
I'm gonna beckon him closer, and I'll whisper in his ear. Have you seen the head of the Magisters, the blonde lady with a pink dress? Would you like to get to know her better, or share those goods with us?
Let's see if he does know who that is. You can see it's like, no.
Are you certain that you want to resist this?
Make me an intimidation check.
23. Thank God.
23. He sort of like looks at you and then looks at Geo, and then is like, I mean, of course, I wouldn't want any trouble. I could sell you a few things. I suppose. Yes, absolutely. What would
Smart
you
boy.
like? What would you like?
Well, I'll do our little grocery list of whatever the boys and me want.
Okay.
We'll pay for it, don't worry. But we do need it.
What are you specifically looking for, Loraya?
So coal, an eye of newt, and a living flea.
I'd say
So
yeah. He'd
Yeah.
have those things. Yes. He tells you that altogether that will cost you about 7 silver.
Oh, that's fine. It's just my most important spells that are component spells.
Yes.
Because they're, like I said, a lot of them aren't component spells.
Yeah, I mean, you don't. If you have a focus, you don't need components unless there's a monetary value. And I don't remember if you even have a focus.
I have a component pouch.
Ah, there you go. Anything else from the other two? Now that he seems very amenable to giving you what you want.
Yeah, I looked even when I get ranger spells, and none of the ones I take have material components for at least 4 levels, so no.
Yeah. I have enough magic to need anything to cast it, so that book that I ate in the beginning is all I needed.
Okay.
Yeah, the rest of it is somatic and verbal for me. So.
Okay. And as you sort of bid him goodbye, is there anything else you guys are doing before you continue on your road?
Blow him a kiss and then leave.
Cute.
Yes, I'm
Not
extremely
I.
cute.
Okay. Before, as that last part of the journey seems to continue onwards, you can see that the land before you, where you saw that horizon, that very distinct line, you can now see that it begins to dip a little bit. Before it gets to that, as these pylons are continuing, there is barely a village, I guess. It has like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like 7 buildings that are sort of lining the road. You can see one of them's a stables. You can see a couple of like food stalls and what seems to be an inn of some kind. You can see a lot of wagons, a lot of carriages, a lot of people sort of wearing some form of covering on some part of their face, or enough some like hats and things like that that would keep them safe from the sun. You can see as you sort of saunter on by this, you can see it's called Starwake Post, and above the archway of this tiny little collection of buildings, there's sort of like a gate built out of just timber and wood, that has a sign on it that says "Declare before descent." Trotting by, do you want to pick someone to make a perception check and someone to make an animal handling for me?
Do the animal handling.
I'll do perception.
$13 for the animal handling.
16 for perception.
Sure. For the animal handling, you notice that the horses become a little bit unsettled the more of these pylons are around, but it's more that the addition of more and more other animals pulling these wagons and does Ku's perception does sort of play into a little bit, as you can see that it's not just horses pulling these wagons. You can see one of these 6-legged oxen creatures that you'd seen before. You can see one sort of 8-legged insectoid creature that seems to be pulling a whole slew of sort of this train of wagons alongside it, almost like a praying mantis type creature. There seems to be sort of a bipedal rock creature of some description. I would say that Ku, you would understand that's maybe a golem. Someone's artificed this thing out of stone or clay. As you can see, runic symbols are sort of lining some portions of it, and it is sort of lifting a giant wheelbarrow with a load of different pieces of stone in it. No one really looks at any of you, and for Yuku, as you sort of get there, you can see that there are soldiers all around. Some of them in the classic white, purple, and gold. There's some you can see are wearing these sand-colored cloaks with like bronze masks covering their entire face, so you can't really see who it is behind the mask. And they seem to be checking on any of the people who are carrying things into this town and thus into the city. You would guess that burying the chest might have been a very, very good... The crate, sorry. A very good idea. As you can see, as they're passing through all the different merchants, they're checking, like, papers. You can see a couple of them with these bronze masks are sort of walking by and just gliding their hands over portions of the wagons. You don't see anything that would give any form of sort of obvious flashy magic, but no one just, unless they're sort of blind and feeling their way along a wagon, it's enough context to be, yeah, they're probably checking something. Is there anything you guys are doing as you sort of begin to enter this tiny little town?
I not for me.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Larea, and my question to Gio, do you have your badge on display? The one that you took from a guard?
There is a chance that they may see them, but they're all like inside my jacket.
Okay.
Like Pokemon badges.
Okay, so Larea, can you make me an intimidation roll? And this is less intimidation. This is more a presence roll. This is to see how offsetting you can make yourself look, as if this wagon should not be stopped because you can't be bothered to deal with the guards.
Sure. Dirty 20.
Very nice. You see, you don't really see... You see some of the expressions of the Magisters as they look your way. And Larea is sort of very snobbily, as she knows, or has learnt from the people she definitely hates, sort of looks down her nose at them. They sort of avert their eyes a little bit. You can see the bronze masks also do the same. They sort of give like a look, and then they look at Gio, seeing some form of guard of maybe some import and a massive bodyguard for her. So they're like, oh, okay, we're gonna keep on doing what we're doing, and you guys continue onwards. And as you sort of crest past those 6 buildings, because it's a tiny town, you can see that the road begins to sort of crest and dip. And as we come to that dip, can you all make me a perception check, please?
Cool.
Oh, wow, that's hilarious. Yes, perception check.
Yet another 15.
Another 6
Nice.
with a natural 1.
17
Amazing.
for me. I rolled good this time.
17. Okay, Gio, why are you not observing this? because it's very hard not to look.
I'm probably so focused on all the different types of animals
Oh, okay. Very cool.
that
Very cool.
I'm not really paying attention to where we're going other than straight and like, ooh, that's cool. Ooh, that's a different one.
I'd say, Ku, the first thing that catches your eyes is as the land simply just falls away. You can see some portions of the road raise upwards, and you can see that these walls, sort of cavernous walls, begin to, just as you're moving along, begin to make themselves known. So the road itself sort of descending inwards. You can see falling away from you just a crater, a vast... It's so vast that for a moment you sort of struggle to understand it as sort of one place. The rim of this crater stretches for miles from side to side, and you can see some parts are blackened and slick like obsidian reflective color. You can see that these pylons break this sort of eye line every now and then. Also sort of giant stone watchtowers. You can see that descending into the walls of the crater, the city sort of sprawls outwards, sort of terraces of stone, bronze, some black glass, there's white marble. It's so much that you're looking all at once to sort of understand how this works. It's easily as big, if not bigger, than your home city, your capital city. And you can see roads sort of curve around the crater in very precise bands. Bridges cross empty drops between districts, so rather than rivers, it is just a cavernous fall to nothing. Again, these sort of watchtowers lining some portions of the city. You can see a lot of sort of beautifully connected districts of buildings, almost like a Parisian feel to it, sort of long lines and crossing roads. And at the center, sort of from the lowest point rising to the highest point, is a pyramid. It's sort of wide and squat at the bottom, sort of tall, clean lined upwards. You notice that, contrary to some of our pyramids, it's completely smooth. All like from top to bottom, completely smooth, broken only by what seems to be veins of gold or blue or bronze or copper, and small portions of what appears to be entranceways, balconies, you're not too sure, and some portions of the main lines that form this pyramid. You can see it's a square base. There are massive runic script. It's so big that you can read it from this portion of the road. You can see that all around it, this sort of pulse every now and then in those caverns that line it, where the rivers should be. It's sort of beautifully blue and teal and purple sort of magic that is just pulsing every now and then. For you, Larea, you see all of that, and then you also sort of look up, and there are balloons in the sky, sort of passing very slowly. You can see some portion of them are either docking or leaving some of these high towers that have been built into the city, and you recognize what the noise was that you guys kept hearing, which is this sort of high-pitched reverberating whine, and you can see giant sort of fans pushing some portion of it, and the fans themselves are made out of this beautiful teal and purple crystal that you recognize as etherstone. So not only are they propelling, they are helping some way to enhance the ability of whatever these airships might be. They are a far cry from the one you saw, which seemed like almost like a flat base with crystals that line each side of it. There was no fans, there was no balloon. It was like, well, it was a prototype as far as you could tell. So the ones you've seen so far were more advanced. These are sort of the generic ones, but they are some of the first ones you guys have ever seen. So the fact that these are so commercially available sort of hits you that the private ones might be even stronger or cooler or differently built. Can Larea, because you rolled so high, can you make me an Arcana check? And then Ku, because of your background, can you make me an investigation with advantage?
I rolled a 15 for my Arcana.
Okay.
19 for investigation.
Perfect. Yeah. And Gio, do you know what? You roll me a history check. Let's see if he's been paying attention.
19? No, 17.
Jesus Christ, Gio, honestly, how we've established that you are a fool, I have no idea. You remember Bellini and his mom telling you about the different cities of the world, and obviously this one being the oldest city. So far, you guys have learned that a star fell during a very high magic age, an age of high magic and high divinity as well. And Sabzathul founded this city as one of the oldest, most noble cities that still stands. There aren't many that still stand from that time. The only others being maybe some of the elven cities, but even still they've changed over time. You're not too sure. But the pyramid itself is the only pyramid in a city that you're aware of. For Ku, you can tell that the city is laid out with a very specific intention. There's a geometric passage to it, but some of it doesn't make sense. So it's definitely urban planning with a design in mind. It's not that it's sprawled out as most cities do over time, building from sort of the inner out. It seems to have been laid out with very intentional way, and paired with you, Larea, you notice that there is a shimmer every time this pulse of magic. You can see that as you guys begin to enter the city, the heat doesn't feel as bad anymore, and the glare of the sun sort of lessens on your sunburn. That one's definitely noticeable. It is almost you on that very high rock. You guys get the sense that there are wards on this city built into the city itself, rather than things they have drawn on other things. The geometric lines for you, Ku, as you guys maybe talk about what you think about this, it's a very long road. I'd say altogether you guys understand that the lines that the city's laid out with are sigils. So the buildings themselves are components for a spell of some kind that seems to protect the city itself. And these pulses of magic, these caverns, you would guess that the stone in those caverns is also Aether Stone. And I'd say on you guys rolling all of that, Geo especially, you would guess that the Aether Stone might have come from the star that fell, and that's why you don't find it as often in other countries, and might be the reason why they are so advanced in the ability of magic that they are able to do, is because they are one of the only places, there are a couple others, but the only places that you know of that have this amount of it. It's sort of like Wakanda level of vibranium, of Aether Stone. So the entire city is built on top of it as well. As you guys descend into this, seeing all of this happen, you can see workers in sort of sleeveless linen tunics that are hauling crates of this very mineral glass of different colors. You can see robed people walking the streets. They're carrying sort of tablets of some kind that have like a light green glow on the writing. You can see these bronze masked soldiers standing in purple and gold that are sort of all of their faces are completely hidden behind these masks. You see no sort of features to them. They are just completely smooth with sort of lines of copper and gold. I'd say, Larea, you see a couple of children on an upper balcony who are watching any of the arriving merchants. You see some of them point at Geo, sort of like, oh my god, and then begin whispering to each other. As you begin to enter all of this, you can see the first gate sort of rising from a portion of what's left of this road. You can see 3 immense arches. One's sort of starting small, one behind it getting slightly bigger, and the third one quite massive. Each of them are capped by a slowly rotating ring of metal that's been covered in script, and as each wagon passes beneath it, the ring turns once, and there's a soft chime, and you can see a couple of magisters are sort of writing stuff down on pieces of parchment, and then handing them to that person, or handing it to someone else. Any questions as you guys come into that view? That was
I'm wondering if the guards here look the same as the guards in Silver Point, meaning if my guard uniform would make me blend in or stand out.
Make me...
Because it is a different region.
Actually, no, I wouldn't say it's a role. They definitely look different. They look vastly different. The guards you saw in your Silver Point were like a mishmash of leather and metal, whatever they could get their hands on. This is a uniform. This is, some of them are armored, some of them are wearing like these the same sort of high collared robes. Some of them sort of almost duster side jackets. You can see those jackets are a little bit thicker, and they seem to have like this sheen to them as they're moving. You would guess that might also be some form of armor. They look very different.
Well, I'd like to take a note to see if I can find like a tailor, not to go to now, but in the future, to see, because there is still magic being practiced, just very regulated and specific to people. So maybe there's some shift weave tailoring available. Maybe I can get one of those masks or something.
Do you want to make
so I can
me
keep
an
the guard's
insight
uniform. Insight? 15.
On a 15, very able for you to maybe find someone capable of doing that. Whether or not they would do it for you might be treason in the city to make false uniform of some kind, but you could definitely be able to find someone and force them to do it for sure.
Sure. I think it was treason to. I don't want it to be altered into their guard's uniform, just into regular garb. Would they also consider that treason? Would I get that idea? Because it's your Silver Point guard
regular
armor.
garb would be fine, but it's the masks in particular that they would take an issue with. You would guess.
Oh, okay, like that. Yeah. Well, and then I'll just have to rip it off someone's face.
There we go. That's the Larea we all know and love. Anything else from you guys, the other two?
Nope.
No.
Where are we heading as we enter into... Obviously, you are coming up on a this sort of checkpoint, you would guess. These sort of 3 immense arches with the rotating ring of metal. You don't see any other path. Is something that you will either have to go along or find some way of not making it through there. But I guess you guys don't have anything to hide, so...
Well, we'll go to the DMV first, it's fine. We got Koo with us.
As you pull up...
Let's go through TSA.
As you pull up, is there anything you guys are doing before we get to the, like, you can see that you're maybe 3 wagon or carriages behind, and you can see each time they pass, the ring turns, there's a chime, the clerk is writing something down.
Not I.
No.
I'm just kind of whistling with the reins. Just
I'm keeping a sharp eye on everyone and everything, but I'm not like you said, we don't really have anything to hide at the moment.
Okay.
I'll stand ready to explain all the produce that we got, since we're not farmers.
You can see as you become in under the beginning of the first arch, that there is steel placards all over different parts of the buildings and like some portions of the buildings just before it. You can see that there are signs saying all arcane implements, relics, anomalous materials, sentient artifacts, familiars, entities, cursed objects, and divine vessels must be declared before entry.
I'll psychic link to Mora. Behave like a dumb raven. You're not a familiar, all right? You're just a random bird.
Can I do like a rundown in my head of what of those items we have on us?
Yeah. Make me a check of some kind. Make me a history or just a insight. Yeah, history or insight.
Well, I go with the +1 or the +8.
There you go. There you go. I think we know which one it is.
That's only an 11 on insight.
On 11, you guys definitely have arcane things on you. Maybe implements. They might fall under weapons, you would guess. One of you has a ring that would be considered a relic of some kind. One of you has a familiar. But he's not here, but he is also carrying some magical stuff. And most importantly, there is a word right at the end that says cursed objects and divine vessels must be declared. And not only is one of you carrying a dread-packed god weapon, but has also, as far as you're aware, agreed to be a vessel for 10% of the time. But you're not too sure on 11, you're not too sure if divine vessels means like containers that can store divine magic or like people that are divine vessels. You're like, oh shit, I don't know. Like, does he mean a priest or like so I would say, yeah, you are unsure, but it's definitely something that sort of raises the tingling of the spine for sure.
Yeah, can I take a look around, see if like what is happening if to folks who do declare items?
Ooh. Okay. You can see that there are sort of these buildings have I should say have very much a Middle Eastern vibe to them, so it's a lot of like white or sand colored stones. Unless they're sort of high towers and buildings that are connected, they are sort of like very flat roofed, and you can see that there are guards that are standing on some portions of those roofs. You can see ahead of you a merchant opens a sort of lacquered case to reveal 6 wands that have been wrapped in silk, shows them to the guards. Clerk presses a glass disc into her palm, and she sort of takes that disc, sort of nods her head. They look over the wands. You can see sort of the visage of this masked guard sort of waves a gloved hand over the box, writes some stuff down, gives her another glass disc, and then nods his head, and she closes the things, puts them, and they are passed through.
And that doesn't seem particularly nefarious to me, right?
Maybe another insight check as you're watching them.
That's better. Dirty 20.
Ooh, dirty 20. The Yeah, on a dirty 20, you would guess that they are doing what you saw earlier, what you think you saw earlier, which is they are checking maybe what they might be able to detect magic with these gloves, and doesn't even require for them to see it because you're not even sure how the masks work. But the way they sort of interact, there doesn't seem anything nefarious in what they are doing. The only thing that stands out with you for that high of a roll is, especially given your background, is what people can do with the knowledge of what other people have. So whilst this might not be nefarious, the record of it entering the city, the knowledge of what people are carrying might be, if someone wanted to take advantage.
I'll like huddle up with the others and whisper what I've noticed.
Okay.
So do I say anything, or do I just keep my mouth shut and pretend I don't know what magic is?
Well, that man only had wands on him. I don't know how they'd react to, your whole deal, Geo.
Well, we do know that they serve the same god as, well, you, unfortunately. We can pretend our noses bleed, and if tits go up, we can demand to see their superior and find another way to convince them to let us go. Saying we're on a mission, I suppose, beyond their jurisdiction.
What if their
Perhaps.
superior is that blonde lady? She already doesn't like me.
No, but if you serve the same god, she might have to respect that. With
Loretta, do you want to
some
make me
persuasion.
a religion check, please?
Sure. 18. Thank God the rolls are better.
On an 18, you have seen, as you sort of make that quip about what god they serve, but you have seen some symbolism of some kind, whether or not they're wearing it or sort of some portions of a building. You can see that some people have it etched into their doorways to keep them safe. You can see a book with an eye in it, which is the symbol for the Arch Sentinel, who is a Aeneas god. He's sort of the guardian of hidden knowledge. A lot of scholars and any seekers of esoteric wisdom follow him, including a pink-haired halfling somewhere. But yes, you would guess that it's Von's old character.
Yeah.
You would guess that whilst some higher ups and potentially some guards might, yes, follow the evil entity that you know that they do, day-to-day people might just follow this god, whoever that god is. As you guys are considering what you might do, I'm gonna do a little callback as you feel on that 80 deity roll. You feel, and you tell Morrow to be just a stupid bird. You can see his eyes blink, and they become cat-like purple irises, and the head sort of cocks at you.
That's not stupid or bird-like.
I hissed that at him, actually.
Okay.
You're supposed to be inconspicuous.
Obviously,
I
you can
don't
see
think
that
we need to
up
worry
ahead,
about
there's
it,
been a little, like, one merchant's, like, poured some portion of his suitcase all over the floor, and it's, like, holding this up as you guys are talking. Yeah, the bird's head clocks. That's not too nice of you to say, Lorea.
Ashia, either you help us through there, or this is a really, really bad time because we're not supposed to have familiars, and you're kind of ruining the whole charade of Moreau being a stupid little bird.
I know.
Nice to see you, though, but...
What say we do a little trade?
Sure, what do you want?
I would like There's something in this city that I want, and I want you to steal it.
Figures? What is it?
Ah, I'll only tell you that once you agree.
Fine, I agree. What do I need to steal?
I'll see you later. And you watch as his eyes blink,
You-
and sort of Morrow just kind of does the classic bird thing, and then like claps his beak a couple of times, and then just begins hopping
just sort of-
in directions, pretending to be a dumb bird.
I just shake my
Um,
head and like, that was
The
pointless.
merchant gathering up his silks just kind of puts them back on the wagon. You can see one of the magisters who has his face on display, sort of this, he's about 40, you would guess, brown skin, close-cropped hair. You can see thin crescent-shaped lenses of blue glass that sit on his nose. You can see whilst he wears that sort of white duster long robe, you can see some portions of it aligned with dark green, sort of motifs through it. You can see he sort of waves for you, Geo, to move the wagon, and you are the next up. As he sort of does that wave, everyone make me a perception check. We'll see who clocks it.
Not me.
Pretty sure dirty 20. I'll catch it.
Yeah.
Pocket.
Yeah.
I got a 10.
A 10. Very nice. What did you get, Valeria? Sorry?
6.
So, funnily enough, Lorea doesn't see this. But I would say, given that interaction, you guys saw it happen. It's not something just between the two of them. You see this Magister approach, immediately looks at you, Geo. Travelers, welcome to Ashfell Numis. Submit to declaration, please. And sort of indicates for you to line. And as you, if you do want to move forward, as you move forward, you'd find yourself look up, and the sort of brass ring, silver ring of metal would be directly over the top of your head.
Yeah, I'll move forward, and then I'm only going to show him my dragon scales that I have.
Okay. Cool. He sort of like looks them over. Fantastic. Put them, if you want to put all of your goods on that desk there, I will have one of my colleagues look them over. I will also need your name's origin, your purpose of entry, your duration of stay, and any intended spellcasting, research, mercantile exchange, religious demonstration, military contact, or unsanctioned descent below the 4th ring. It's not an interrogation. Don't worry, don't worry. You are free to roam about the city. You just need to pass through this first. It sort of indicates, and you can see a sort of, I'd say maybe 20. He's quite young. This sort of, you'd guess maybe an apprentice magister of some kind is just sitting at a desk, sort of like waiting for you guys to put your stuff down.
Put a few of my things down. Like, I'm not gonna put down my armor because that I'm not gonna strip in line. But
Yeah, that makes sense.
you know,
I will. No.
I'll put down like the elemental gem I have, the wand of binding, my various weapons. I don't really have much to hide.
I put
Okay.
down my ring of silent light, the dragon scales, and my black iron longsword.
Oh yeah,
But I
I'll
don't move dreadfall.
I'll also
Interesting.
put down my brass dragon scale.
Gio, do you want to make me either deception or sleight of hand for me?
Yeah.
This is
We'll
to
do
try
sleight
and
of
make
hand
sure that
because
they
I have
can't see dreadful.
advantage.
Can I assist with that by like standing in a way or like?
So he
having my
already has
cloak cover?
advantage. So it would just.
Ah.
I
Got a
mean, you could
12.
do that as well. Yeah, absolutely. What'd you get?
A 12.
Okay. Lorea.
Since they're not taking it immediately away, I kind of don't want to show Siler's ring because it's really powerful. I'm gonna try and hide that one and show my Pearl of Power and my Cloak of Protection. I'm wearing that,
Yeah.
but
Do you want to make me either sleight of hand or deception?
I'll go with Deception. Both are good. A 10. I rolled a 3. I have a +7. I rolled a 3.
Cool. As this is all happening, you guys are sort of handing it. You just absent-mindedly. It's one of those things that I've got the sense that Ku's just a very not jump. He's just very perceptive in terms of like it's like someone walking into a room and clocking every camera, you know. So it's just like it's just habit. And you look up, and there are softly glowing, blooming flowers of purple that are sort of sprouting out of some portion of this silver ring that's rotating, and sort of a vibrating aura of magic that's actually stopped it mid-rotation, and no one seems to be looking at it, but you would guess that he's probably done something. Lorea, you are, as you sort of hand those things out, and you go to put the ring, like maybe slide it off and put it in your pocket, someone grabs your hand with the ring that's holding it, and you look up, and there is just a blank mask that's just looking at you. Can you make me a perception check?
7. We're back to bad rolls.
Okay. Yeah, you just see your own reflection in this sort of porcelain. It looks almost glass white, like porcelain reflection. What do you do as this person has grabbed your hand?
I, in a very soft voice, sort of half whisper, with a little bit of desperation, "Please, my husband doesn't know I have this ring with me," and I'll sort of look over to Ku, pretending he's my husband.
I'll
Okay.
act very offended, like play up, and try to like step in to get him to let go of her.
Okay.
Whoa!
I would say the grip is strong. So can both of you make me either perception or insight, whatever one's better for you, as you look at this person, this sort of visage of nothing holding onto her hand.
16.
Okay.
I got a hot 9.
Okay. Something clocks in your mind, Ku, of it's not something you realize, because I don't think you sort of, not to assume, but I don't think you sort of care that much in terms of the sort of artificer side of the magic, because you're not too familiar with how any of that works. But the thing that you saw earlier, a golem, that sort of massive rock creature, you, as that person grabs her hand, you notice that the sleeve of his robe sort of pulls up, and you can see metal that sort of grabs. You would guess that the reason this person, and as you say, like my husband, they don't seem to care, and you would guess the reason they don't care is they might not be completely sentient.
Goddamn robots.
Ribbits. So they're either made of a combination of metal or stone or something, but it is a construct of some kind.
I can't seduce constructs. What the fuck?
Not with that attitude.
Do you know what they also aren't? they cannot be frightened, funnily enough.
I will make you pay for this. I will make you pay for this.
As this is all happening, again, Ku, you sort of like look, and you look at this sort of head magister, the one with the sort of blue spectacles. And as it's happening, you notice he says a word that only, I have to check which one knows, that only Lorea recognizes as celestial, which is release. And this construct sort of lets go. And as you're looking at the Magister who's just said that out loud, you notice sort of purple cat-like eyes and a soft little wink. And the Magister's like, go on through. Good looking, and sort of points at Lorea, gives you a little wink as you guys are sort of given back your stuff and sort of ushered through this portion. Realizing that the guards wearing these sort of metal facades are either all constructs or some of them are like normal people, and then some other construct, and the reason for the masks might be so you can't discern which is the two, and sort of pass through, because some of them were walking or talking or had like a posture that was very very much sort of like a relaxed figure. And other ones just had this very like intimidating high posture. But you are passed through onwards. Who is guiding you as you are passed into the city of Astrophel Loomis?
I'm pretty sure I still have the reins, so.
Do you want to make me either perception or survival? And let me know what Geo is looking for, since he's the one steering this cart.
I can't make my rolls up today. I got another nat 1. Geo is trying to see if he can find the giant pyramid that he wants to go pummel. That's his only focus.
The giant pyramid that's easily like 400 times the size of you. Okay, yeah, I would say Ku, again, because of the bureaucracy side of things, you notice that after about an hour, you guys have essentially driven in a circle. You sort of let past the gate, and then you just like go down a couple of roads. There's like a set of carts in the way, so Gia has to turn right, and then a left, and then a right, and then another right, and then another right, and you realize that you're back at these merchants again, and you're like, oh god. Sort of the two of you absentmindedly looking around, looking at buildings and people, so you will have, I'll give you a little bonus to any other roles involving some portions of finding out stuff about the city, because you've had time to look at it as the hour went by of you guys essentially going in a big circle. And you are back where you realized. So, Ku, do you want to make me either a perception or survival with advantage?
All right, 24.
24. Yeah, you realizing that, you're like, okay, so we should probably maybe look for someone to stay, since you don't know how long you're going to be in here. And let me know what you're looking for. Is there any particular, like, what level of comfortable in terms of tavern or inn or place to rent are you looking for? Ranging from, like, the dingiest, probably sketchiest place you can find that potentially might have underworld contacts, all the way up to wealthy, and they'll adhere to every whim, but they're also gossip behind your back.
Yeah, like roadside motel, but not one we'll get stabbed at level of comfort.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Yeah, you sort of see, you sort of indicate to Gio, you're like, okay, so the way the city's laid out, although there is a sigil nature to it, they would usually put maybe one of these sketchier ones probably towards the start of the city rather than, unless we want to try and find one deep in, which you might be able to later. But you want to try and find one soon. So you find just a little building, this sort of flat-roofed, very nice building of stone. It almost has like a curved nature to some of the walls and then like a flat top. And you can see little portions of verdant greenery growing from it. You can see a polished sign of a silver cup catching a falling star, which is the Rimwood Rest. The Rimwood Rest, and you would guess that this seems nice. It's not too big. It seems good enough. And there's like an off-site, not so much stable, just place to put things. There's not even someone standing there to help you. There's just like portions of wood and gates and fencing that you can put your thing in. And that seems like it would be suitable.
Yeah, I'll point that out. Give a fake name when we check in.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay, what is the fake name? We got to do important details.
God. Yeah.
We can book
Probably
it on,
buddy vacation.
Yeah. Let me see if yeah. You notice that the person running this thing seems to be some sort of gnome with sort of big goggles, sort of peering, looks up at you, notices the name you gives like a little wry eyebrow and just writes it in the book because he doesn't care. So a room would cost you 8 gold per night.
I'll
So if you want
give
4
him
rooms, 4
5.
gold, stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give him 8 gold. Get us 2 nights, even if we don't stay the full 2
Sure.
nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This portion is just like a desk, slightly stone slit of a door that he can look at you and might give him enough distance to not be stabbed, which just in case. And then just kind of gives you the keys, and as you guys walk in to observe or go find your rooms, you can see that rather than stairs to go up to your rooms, it just opens straight into the communal area, and then you can see the stairs at the other side. But you can see in the middle there is a column of blue lit glass that provides some form of heat, you would guess. Rather than a hearth, it's just like this big blue column with a bright blue flame in the middle. You can see polished wooden tables, little tiered seating. There's a lot of citrus peel and lentils that sort of hit your nose. You can see guests are sort of sat around. You guess maybe some scholars, some merchants. Maybe there's 1 or 2 that are wearing sort of very pressed shirts and odd-looking tunics. They're very like clean lines. You guess there may be minor officials of some kind, given your background. The only reason they look odd to you is it's just an odd fashion choice for them, and maybe it's the fashion choice of the city. You're not too sure. A couple of people notice you guys enter and like clock the weapons and the gear and things, but no one outwardly hostile, you would guess.
Yeah, I'll go check out the rooms.
Very, like you said, motel that you won't get stabbed in. They're very simple, quite nice beds. They're quite big. Almost all of them have very large windows, and you can tell as you're sort of like looking around, you look up on the ceiling and there is a sigil sort of carved into it. And as you walk in, you can feel the heat of the city. But as you look up, there's like a little blue flash, and you feel a load of cold. They have aircon. This cold runs down all along parts of the stone and sort of washes back round again. And you're like, I could use that when I get home. But yes, you all have rooms for a couple of nights. Is there anything you guys are doing as you set up those rooms? You hiding anything? You preparing anything just in case to make sure no one attacks you in your sleep? Like, given that you guys are in a very openly, seemingly okay city, but you recognize that you guys are considered the enemy here. It's not the other way around. There are too many of them. If they recognize where you're from, might be a little shift in the way that people behave towards you.
I don't think I have any memorabilia from Tazisraela, actually. I think I mostly have Obscurium things, which would shed a different light on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no.
before I go to bed, I don't have the alarm spell, but I do have string and a bell, and I try to jerry rig something where I'll wake up if someone opens my door.
Cool, cool. I'll make sure to note that down for later. Obviously, with like in not even noon yet, because you guys woke up, began your journey.
Yeah.
You're in. But yeah, it's just anything you guys sort of think about in your head to prepare for when you do go to sleep.
I'll probably stick my shovel in the door handle so they'll have to really barge in or something like that. But
Yeah. I was gonna sleep against the door.
Nice. Okay. Given that you guys are now settled in the city, we're gonna go to a quick 5-minute break, and we'll come back with what the next plan of motion is, with the rest of your day. But we will be right back. I need to pee. Okay. Okay. Let's jump back in. How? Having settled now in this foreign city, this very magic orientated country, given that you have now set up, recognized where your rooms are, what is our first piece of business for the rest of the day? It's about 11, almost noon. You guys now recognizing that you're no longer traveling, a little decompress, quick 10 minutes. What is on the cards now that you are free to roam?
Well, for me personally, is the looking for a shift weaver to see if I can get a change of appearance of my guard armor, but that is more of a personal quest, so I'd consult with the boys what we want to do first. Ooh, actually, I also want to. I should have asked that earlier. Do a quick prayer to Ashir, because he mentioned I'd find things out about my family in Astrofel Numis, which I am at. So I need some guidance as to what I'm looking for.
Roll me a percentile dice.
I can do that here. 1d100. That works. 82.
Okay. Oh, okay. Anything else?
Well, yeah. No, sorry. Go on.
I was gonna say I am probably gonna go try to find like a better crossbow, one that has a bit more range.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and find some leather armor because my chainmail is getting really hot. It's not burning me, but it's close.
Okay. Doing shopping. That's what I've heard. More shopping.
Pretty much.
Okay. Given that given all of this, is there anything you guys are looking to indicate where you should be looking? What are you guys doing to sort of approach finding these places?
I'm going to ask around because I'm blind and I'm good with my words. So I'm just going to ask people directions.
Yeah, we'll start with you, Laura. Make me a persuasion check.
No, I rolled from a nat 22 for a 6.
Oh, okay. On a 6, the first couple of people that you talk to, don't seem to indicate anywhere that you can find that would be some sort of form of tailor. On that, do you want to make me an insight check as you are talking to them?
See if that is better. No, 5.
Okay. Yeah, they don't seem to listen when you talk to them.
Fuckers.
Anyone else?
I'm just looking for like a bazaar or
Okay.
some sort of mercantile district.
Man, I've got a bazaar. Don't you worry about it. How bizarre. God, I've always wanted to say that.
Badum-tush.
Badumch. Okay.
I'm going to find an optometrist next.
You find Volo, he takes her eye out.
Amazing. Walking around, you get the sense, once again, using your sort of bureaucratic background, I would say, not to say what you are doing, but you take a quick little, like, scurry up the side of a building, just to give it naturally, to get a little bit more of a vantage point. You notice that a lot of these buildings, some of them are really, like, maybe 3 or 4 stories high, but again, have these either sort of slight curves in the roofs or just straight flat, and you can see that a lot of people have like tables and chairs or like greenery or gardens or like, so it's very accessible for a lot of people. And you make your way up, have a little look. Make me a perception check with advantage or investigation, whatever one's better for you.
Nat 20.
You sort of like looking around. I'd say it's the drop in the roof height that clocks your eye, and you notice that a bunch of very flat buildings are sort of congealed together, and like leaning between them are these strands of silk and material and different colors, and there's like bright like you'd guess maybe some form of decorations, and you notice a bazaar, like a nice looking market that you can see people sort of passing through and under and around. Whilst the city itself, you've come to understand, sort of lessens the glare of the sun, it still is a bit of an annoyance. So some places have these beautifully hanging pieces of material drifted between rooftops to give you that nice sort of shaded walkway. And yeah, you sort of scurry back down, tell the others that you found this place to roam around and have a little look.
Yeah, and I'll lead us over that way. And I imagine we'll do a ready break when we get at the entrance.
And go. Yeah, you find this mass of people's voices and people talking, and it is just like a almost a little bit too intense on you as you first encounter it, but obviously getting used to what that is. Finding yourselves in this marketplace. What do you guys do before you do split up? If you do split up, are you staying together? What are we doing?
I imagine comparing notes about like what we need, so that if one of us finds a shop the other ones might be looking for, we can, convene
And I think
and point it out.
Yeah, and I think Gio and I are looking for similar things, so we might stick together, since you're looking for an alternative to your mail armor. It's not exactly a tailor, but I'm sure it's close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll start with Yuku. Walking around this sort of like hanging bazaar. Now that you're down and in and amongst it, can you make me another perception or investigation or persuasion, depending on how you're going about finding a person that might be able to sell you some better weaponry?
The perception, that's still my best skill.
Sure.
Okay, 17.
Very nice. Yeah, you spot this. It's less so much a shop, more just an alcove of a small building that has like stall and tables that are covered in different pieces of material, and on it you can see a couple of sort of scimitar, very curved looking swords. On the back there seems to be shelves with different what appears to be crossbows and bows. There's even on one table like a half-assembled crossbow that someone is literally piecing it together as you approach.
Yeah, I'll do a scan as I walk up, see if any of these look like they would be magical in some way.
Sure. Passing on that check. You aren't sure. You don't, with that high perception, you don't see anything that like looks the same magical that you're used to, which is items that become enchanted, and usually they have some sort of aura, or like they just have better quality, or like the strings are made of like a silver thread or things like that. You don't see that, but what you do see is, again, this sort of runic sigil magic that is going around, which is, and some portion of the crossbows are more metallic, so even some portions where it flexes, you would guess would usually be made of on a lot of the things that you've had, a lot of very pliable wood, you can actually see are completely made of this very like coppery brass material. Yes, it does appear. What type of crossbow are you looking for?
Preferably a heavy crossbow.
Okay. I would say yes. You can see a very high quality heavy crossbow, this beautiful sort of like dark walnut handle that's been embellished with silver accents. Yes, you can see, and make me just a straight intelligence roll as you're looking at it.
18. It's nice that my dice let me know weapons.
18. Sorry. On an 18, you can see that there's a couple of these that have slight changes to them, but the one that sort of caught your eye, that beautiful like dark walnut handle, has a slight change in that it has 2 sets of strings, and it looks very much like the hand crossbows that you have. You would guess that that also might be repeating as well, which means that you can use your bonus action to fire it again.
Oh, neat.
Yes. So whilst it does have 2 hands, you can, as a rogue, might be very useful for you. On that intelligence roll, it definitely looks magical in some kind, alongside the fact that it's repeating.
Yeah, I'll find like whoever looks like they're in charge and try to catch their attention.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Like, very much white guy at a bar trying to get someone.
Snap your fingers at him. That always works.
I said white guy, not white woman.
Oh, sorry. that was my expertise.
You can always clap, like, hey.
Just wave a bill. Oh, that doesn't work with gold. Oh, wave a gold coin.
Yeah, you see this. Sorry, I was just reading something. You see this very sort of dark red tiefling that is just sort of looking at you as you do this very classic like tourist in a place unknown to him. Sort of looks your way. He's like, "Hi," and as he talks, you can see some portion of his jaw has been replaced with stone. It still works the same. You can see again sigils sort of holding it together. You would guess again on the intelligence roll, sort of carrying that through, it might have been a self-inflicted wound of an accident, maybe creating whatever he creates. But yeah, as you approach and he sees you looking at that crossbow, he's like, "Yes, I see what you've got your eye on.
Good.
Is
good.
this something you'd be looking to purchase?"
Purchase, trade for, barter, something along those lines.
Oh, I like a good
and
trade.
I'll take out. Yeah, I'll take out the hand repeating crossbow I have.
Oh.
I don't know if this would be of interest to you.
He sort of takes it and he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen any of these this small outside of the military. Where did you get this?"
I, the player, have straight up forgotten where I got this.
You took
stole
it
it
from
off
the
the
Pretty
ship.
sure it
you
was
stole
off
it
the
off.
dead
You stole it
person.
off the military. You stole it off the Substhathulian ship.
Oh, the boat. Yeah.
The boat, yeah.
When I was trying to fight the people.
Great.
It looks it over. It's like, I could work with it. You might have to add some gold into the mix, but I can definitely work with this.
Yeah. You know, you would be amazed at what you find thrifting in some of these cities.
Can you make me a persuasion with advantage, given that you are open to trade him something that he does not have?
Oh, that's another nat 20 for a 26.
Oh.
What was that about
Originally,
not
he
needing gold?
goes to hand you a very similar one. It looks like it's repeating. It has the same sort of metallic embellishment, a sort of oak handle. Looks a little bit lesser. There's some like, a little bit of rust on it. Goes to like grab that one off the shelf, and then as you sort of offer out the hand, he sort of reaches up behind and on the mounted sort of like, look at this is my best weapon. Sort of lifts it off. My question to you is, do you begin talking money before you inspect the weapon, or are you going to have a little look and see if you can tell what this thing can do?
No, I'm gonna have a little look.
Yeah.
I am a
given
smart consumer.
given that sort of very beautiful nat 20, he just lets you sort of you can try it out.
Yeah, and I leave like the one I'm trading in on the table, so it's not like I'm gonna run off with it. But I look down the sights, I load it, shoot it into the ground once, get an idea of how it works.
Okay. So what you are essentially looking at, now you can see it a little bit better. You can see that the metallic limb tips of the bow are scaled. And as you're looking it over, and you can see that there are gems and runic symbols embellished into the lining of where the bolt would sit. You wouldn't even need magical ammunition. This would make it as such. Essentially, if you hit an attack roll with this bow, the target would take an extra 1d6 damage of the same type as the infusion that has been given unto this bow. And I would say, given your interactions with them quite recently, you would understand that the infusion might relate to this specific dragon embellishment that has been carved into the handle. So this is a dragon wing heavy crossbow.
Yeah, I will. And how much are you looking for this with the trade-in, of course?
Okay, let's have a little look. It is a rare item. So it is between. Yeah, that is a lot of money. Ooh. Given the trade. Well, usually in the market, these things go for about 1,500 gold, but I have to say that hand crossbow is looking mighty nice. I'd say maybe at 900, and you got yourself a deal.
I will hand over 900 gold.
Very nice. If you would like to, if you would like to add a dragon wing heavy crossbow, and also note that it is repeating, so you can use your bonus action. See, look, some of you make pacts with gods, some of you are just naturally charming. Like, you guys get cool shit. If you do, win big prizes. And other people don't get anything because they roll badly.
Did I
Rolled
have to
so
catch
bad
a stray
today.
there, or were you just particularly feeling
But
bullyish
I'm particularly
today?
just feeling, I'm feeling very petty.
God damn.
What what dragon type is it?
I will let you roll me a D amount of things that I don't remember how many there
I
are.
think it's either a D6
There
or
are
a
10.
D8. Oh.
Roll me a
It's
D10,
D10.
and we will just pick.
Yeah. All right.
Even if it's an evil dragon.
That is a 5, which, according to this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lightning.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Ow, I just hit myself in the tooth.
Oh, that's karma for shooting strays, really.
For shooting strays. Awesome. Very cool. Casually dropping the 900 gold. You guys have a lot of gold anyway, it's fine.
Yeah, I had 1,500.
Well, there you go. Who would like to go next? As you see, obviously Markov that you handed in that repeating hand crossbow. As you see Ku just kind of turn around with this sick ass looking crossbow. Very cool.
I think we're together, so.
Yeah, us. We.
It's just whichever of you would like to go. We will get round to all of you. That's fine.
I'll go first.
Okay.
With the silence, I was like, I'll go.
Yeah. How are you trying to find? Obviously, you can see a couple of people selling some form of fabric, a little clothing. This is to find what you are looking for in particular. What would you be using to find that?
Well, okay. I would like to find still a tailor. So I will look at mostly fabric stalls instead of clothing stalls. And see if they have any, I don't know what that's called in English, like stalls with sewing accessories?
Okay.
Furniture? Furniture? No, that doesn't translate, does it? Doesn't matter. Some sort of sewing craftsmanship style, because usually those vendors...
crazy.
I don't know what to call it. I don't know what the translation is for
that's not the reason I laughed. It's because in my head, craftsmanship, and then you said craftsmanship, and it made me giggle. So that was the only. I was just like, pun. Yeah, I would consider that
haberdashery, according to Google.
Haberdashery is the right word for it. Make me an investigation check, looking for your haberdashery.
16.
That's pretty good. You find
The +0.
You find again looking for the specifics of needlework and thread and ribbons and fabrics. You see like layered in curtains of fabric. You find a very narrow stall in an alleyway that sort of blocks off the whole alleyway. And you can see there are actually some garments sort of hanging from these strings that have been portioned across parts of the roofs. So you can just look up and then they are just materials sort of hanging down, and you sort of walk through them rather than actually getting to peruse them. You can see a woman is sitting cross-legged on a platform in the middle, and she's needle in hand, just kind of going away as you approach. You can see that she's sort of a very tanned skin, but elven. She has pointed ears and silver hair. What would you like to do as you can see that in front of you?
Hi, miss. I have a question. You were selling all these beautiful silks and the like, but I'm not actually that, sewing inclined. I was wondering, would you be able to adjust something for me, or see, I have, and I'll point at my guard armor. I'm not from Astrofel Numis. I'm from a different town, so you can see how wearing a guard armor from a different town will have people come up to me when I don't actually have jurisdiction. So I'm kind of looking to, sort of cover it up, so or adjust it in some way. but keep the protection. We don't want. I'm sure there's pickpockets in big cities, so you know.
Maybe a persuasion check.
15.
Interesting. Let me just roll something. You can see that as you like sort of ramble that off, she sort of stops sewing and looks at you, and you can see there's no sense of recognition, and you realize, obviously you failed the rolls before, but you realize she doesn't speak common, and a good portion of the city, it's either they don't speak common or they don't speak the dialect that you do. And you recognize that as you guys were moving through the city, a lot of them had like strange accents, or the way they talked was different. Or and now that you're sort of remembering it, when you were talking to that woman, she sort of babbled something at you, and you didn't quite get what she said. Yeah, you recognize that she can't speak the language that you do.
Okay, so I have comprehend languages, but I want to be careful with casting magic. Do you think it would be possible for me to sneakily cast that?
I think we can give it a go. I actually have a thing for this.
Oh.
Because I used to use sleight of hand, but someone sent me a thing. Because obviously sorcerers can do it. Can you make me...
Oh.
Here it is. Can you make me a constitution check?
My sleight of hand is higher.
Can you make me a constitution check?
No.
Okay.
4.
4. So you get to understand that what spell is it? Comprehend languages. Yes. You get to understand that on a 4, it would require a lot more effort for you to cast it without anyone detecting it. So it would you'd have to use a second level. You'd have to upcast it in order to cast it subtly.
I can't. I'm only 1 level of sorcerer.
You can use your spell slots interchangeably.
It doesn't show up at 3rd level. I don't know if that's just a D&D Beyond thing, or if there's a reason I can't use my comprehend languages upcast.
I think it's just
Because
there's,
it has
like,
no benefit
no
upcasting
impact.
it. Yeah.
Okay. I'll upcast comprehend languages.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
with
you
a hack slot.
describe to me how Larea does this subtly, knowing that it has components that you have to. I think it's verbal, somatic, and material. So
Yeah, I'm looking at the materials. It's a pinch of soot and salt, so I'll just I'll grab that from my component pouch, and a napkin, and I'll sort of put it in, and I'll sneeze into it to use the materials, and during the sneeze I'll sort of verbally do it, and I'm not sure what kind of somatic flourish I use, but I'll do that. I don't know, I haven't thought about how I cast comprehend languages, but that's the way I'm going to conceal it, with a napkin.
Okay. Yeah, just pretending to sneeze. Very nice. Yeah, you just and then as she's sort of still like raised eyebrow looking at you, she says it again, and this time it comes out and you understand it, and she's like, I'm sorry, do you want something?
Sorry, my bad. Yes, I was wondering if you were able to do some tailoring to my armor, because I'm unable to do that myself, and you seem very skilled.
I would take it that you'd like the safety, but you want it to look different, right?
Yes, it's just so there's no confusion as to that I'm not I don't actually have guard duties in this city specifically. It's just
And
better for everyone.
do you do you want anything in particular?
Well, anything that is sort of, I suppose, local. Maybe something like, and I'll very vaguely describe the way Mirabelle dresses, but not copying it. But
Okay.
I'm trying to find something that is both worn by important people and quote unquote local. And I'll keep it vague. I'll keep most of it open to her, but sort of steer her in that direction.
Okay. Make me a persuasion roll.
Please not a 2. Please not a 2. Okay. 16.
She sort of like looks you up and down, and as she moves, you can see she's wearing just a very simple sort of like white tunic and trousers, and you can see like a brown belt and a very beautiful looking silver sort of necklace and choker. And she sort of moves her hands, and it shifts the entire thing to this very beautiful teal looking gown, sort of holding it before it trails downwards. It is very much something she is able to do. And she explains that she has, depending on the cost, so she has something where she can shift the color, the trim, and vaguely the silhouette of the outfit, and that's 30 gold. She has another one where she can blend it to make it not look like armor. So if you wanted to deceive people into thinking that you're not wearing any armor, so it would look like some version of a very simple set of clothes. And the last one is that they can adaptively thread your armor to make it look either so shift weave, so it's one choice of clothing of your choice. It could be like a dress, and it would still have the benefit of an armor. It doesn't even need to cover all of the parts, and then when you want it to, it can shift to its revert back to its previous form, and you can do that.
Perfect.
It requires an action to make it change, which is
That sounds
120
perfect.
gold.
I'm not even gonna haggle. I like this lady. I'm gonna request that and request it in sort of similar as she was wearing, like white, off-white, beige-ish. I'm definitely not going for pink, but you know, I do request that similar style.
Okay. Yeah, so she sort of begins moving around. You notice that the sewing needle she has is slightly longer than it should be, and it's sort of made out of this that it's made out of aether stone, you would guess, is crystalline in appearance, and begins just like moving around you, and it takes about 20 minutes until she finishes, and then she shows you the way to do it, which is like a series of very quick hand signals. And you all watch as Lorea tries it, and it shifts into that outfit. So you will be able to only shift it between armor and that outfit, and that's it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. I thank her, and I link arms with Gio and say, all right, let's get you something new.
I'm ready.
Let me just check something. Gio, are you out in the open just watching this as this happens? Is my question.
Yeah, I am.
Cool.
My comprehend language is an hour, so we should be able to understand people for a little bit.
Sweet.
As you guys have that interaction and you sort of link arms with Geo, Geo, you hear her saying, I've got to remember what I wrote down for this. Yeah. You hear her say, Rajul Astretha. And obviously, you don't and she points at you specifically, Geo, but you don't recognize what the fuck she just said out of her mouth. But you do, Lorea, because you still have comprehend languages. And it's almost a combination of the language she speaks, her common, and celestial. And it means man of fallen star. And she points at Geo.
She speaks a blend between common and celestial, or
Yes.
is that what you said?
Yeah. That is the language.
So there's no way
dialect.
for me to. Okay, so I don't understand it, but since I speak celestial, I could maybe recognize things of it.
Yes.
Or...
So like so it's like Spanish and French both come from an origin that are vaguely the same. And that being this ancient celestial, so now you have modern day celestial, which is what you speak. And then what she is speaking is like a blend of that. So it's like Spanglish. It's like English and Spanish mixed together. It makes no sense to most people. But with comprehend languages and your ability to speak both those languages, you recognize the origin of where her language comes from.
Okay.
So did we just get confirmation that Lorea uses Gen Z slang?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah. So she says, "Man of fallen star," and points at Geo.
I whisper that to Geo. That's what she said.
Wait, you understood her? Did I
Yeah.
ever tell you that story that I came from the sky?
What? I thought you were a hippo.
I love it. I love Geo's random lore sometimes. It's just like, by the way, just so you're aware, I fell from the sky.
Wait, I never went to school. Do hippos come from stars?
I do.
I'll unpack
That's
that.
where me and that wizard fellow met. We fought the stars.
Who the fuck is Wizard?
You'll meet
Wizard.
him one day. Don't worry.
He's around. He is around.
Okay.
But can you ask her what she means actually, or how she knows that?
Yeah, of course. I'll go up to the lady, and I'll ask her that. Like, how did you know he's a star child star, fallen thing?
Everybody.
You can tell he's a child star because of the very dead look behind his eyes.
And the alcohol abuse.
Fuck's sake. Everybody knows this.
Oh, why? What makes him? How?
It is just our name for someone of his lineage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. I was just wondering. Yeah. Okay. And I'll convey that info to Gio. I'll be like, apparently that's their way of calling you a hippo or a gif, or it's just their cool word for you.
Okay.
You are now a fallen star child, or something.
Cool name for a band.
It is. This is really starting to scare me because now I have like the dream person in my head, but the bad person in my head, and I'm apparently a star.
Well, darling, you've always been a star, first of all, but secondly, it's going to be fine. It's
You say that, but
so long as a sheer watches over us, nothing bad is going to happen. Trust.
even though the Lord of Torment is literally staring at both of us right now, and I like look over and see All-Star just like.
Yeah, I would say just because I love the image of it, like now you guys are in a different city. He is now wearing like a Prince Ali style outfit, just like a lot of white, absurdly large turban for no reason, and it's just kind of like waving some form of weird looking crook, just, and then gives you a little hi.
I just wave back.
I look back
Alright.
to nothing.
Yep, nothing's there.
I mean, you can't always see Ashir, but he is always watching. So, many eyes on us and many benevolent eyes.
Yeah. Well, at least we know that we're always watched, so there'll be a record of what happens.
Yeah,
Sorry,
for
I'm just
better or
reading
worse.
Vaughn in the chat. Yes, Alistair is like the classic English colonialist. We'll just yeah, he's evil in many ways. Okay, Geo, how are you going about finding a thing that I've forgotten that you're looking for?
I am
Armor.
looking for studded leather armor. Yeah.
How
I'm
are you
actually gonna
going
go
about
to a
looking?
guard and ask a guard, because he would probably know.
Okay.
I thought you said bar. I
Oh,
was like, yeah, that tracks.
no, the bar's after I
We'll
have
go there
armor.
next.
Yeah.
Okay. Make me a persuasion check as you interact with this guard. And what guards are you searching for? Are you looking for a magister? Or are you looking for what seems to be the city guards? Is there anything in
City
particular?
guard.
Okay. So you just walk up to this this one guard who is. Oh shit, okay. You notice that there is a guard who is about the same height as you, which is a strange concept. Sort of these smooth masks covering their face, his head just kind of turns towards you. Yeah, make me your persuasion.
18.
Okay. Interesting. You notice for the other two, you notice that as Geo sort of strolls up to them, they are strangely amenable to talking to him. And yeah, he indicates you over down the next street that there is a stall run by a dwarf named Borin, who could probably help you out with some armor.
I appreciate that. Can I get your name too? Just want to remember the guard that helped me find my way.
Ooh, damn, they are doing so bad. Callus. His name is Callus.
Oh, thank you, Callus. I appreciate you. And I'll like hit his shoulder as I walk away.
Cool. Kun Larea, can you make insight checks for me?
Is the insight check to see how hot he is?
It's more just to sort of pick up body language.
Oh, okay. It's a 13 for me.
I also got a 13.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah. Strangely amenable, but it seems pretty helpful.
Goddamn hippo privilege.
Geo, are you just leaving him and being like, I'm
Yep,
heading towards my
pretty much.
stall? Cool. Yeah, you come upon this sort of leather hanging and heavy strips everywhere. Some pieces of mannequins that have been placed. You can see some pieces are armor, some look a little bit more like clothing. There's some metal, there's some reinforced leather. Yeah, and you can see a dwarf sort of, again, sort of, he used to be pale, but sun-kissed, especially on the only parts of his face that aren't covered with beard, are just like cheeks, sort of plaited with pieces of iron and strips of leather. And as you approach, he's like, hi, how can I help you?
Oh, hi. So Callus told me that I could come here and find some studded leather armor. Are you Baron?
I am, and I would understand why he would send you my way. I also make armor for people like him of your stature. You know.
I'm gonna get on my knees so I'm like closer to his eye level. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be looking like straight down.
Yeah. Is he like, oh, that's quite nice. How can I help you? What are you looking for?
I need some studded leather armor. Hopefully, like a +2, +3 if you have it. But I know +3 is really rare. I just need to get out of this chainmail and like I'm gonna pull the chainmail off, and you'll see that I'm like perfectly tan. There's like perfectly tan circles on my body.
Amazing. He make me a persuasion check talking to him.
Nat 20 +2.
Oh, let's go. He and you're looking for studded leather, right?
Yes.
Yes, so he does have +1 studded leather. He's got very good quality. Sorry, breaking immersion. He's got very good quality studded leather. He also sort of points out some other ones that have carvings in them of sigils. There's like one these points at, and he's well, this one might help you. You said you had a problem with the heat. Well, it's more like heat and dust. That one will help you out. And then he points at another one. And you can see this one's like slightly thicker leather, and he's like, that one might help you if you ever fall from a great height. So, it's whatever.
I've already done that. Been there. So.
Yes, he has +1 studded leather as well as some magical ones.
Can I investigate to see which one would be the best?
Make me an Arcana check.
Okay. Yes! 22.
So like you said, one of them will give you resistance against any environmental damage involving heat or dust. So that ranges from potentially even fire resistant, depending on if it's magical or not. Another one will reduce your fall damage significantly if you were to fall off of something. And there is a last one that will give you advantage on strength saves being pushed or pulled. You can see this one has a lot more weight to it.
I don't really need the advantage on strength saves or checks. I got that covered.
I was going to say, that's not really a thing.
How much for the magic one that'll help protect me from dust and stuff?
That one will run you. $2d10. Oh my god. 5,000 gold.
5,000.
That was a bad roll for you.
Yeah. Otherwise, you said that you had a +1.
Yeah, that one is just 1,000.
Just 1,000. No. How much could I get off of that if I gave you my chainmail? And there's plenty of chainmail here for you to make at least 5 extra chainmail.
200 maybe?
200? Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Okay. It's sort of, there's a little transition of you giving him this chainmail. He hands over the studded leather. Yeah, nat 20 obviously less than likely to lower it from 5,000 to something that's useful. But yes, you can mark studded leather +1 if you want.
Sweet. Yeah.
Guys, gearing up. Cool. As that interaction is happening, obviously you guys mingling around this bazaar, your with your passive perception, again, someone walking into a room, always trying to be prepared to look for any sort of danger or where the exits are and things like that. You sort of pass your eyes up and you see 4 shapes sort of silhouetted by the light of the sun dash over the rooftops. You don't think much of it. And this is when like Loraya and Geo are talking to that elvish girl. And it's when you're back talking with Borin that you notice them jump back across. And you are in a different place. They are definitely following probably you. Like the coincidence is a little too much.
You as in singular, you as in plural.
The group. Definitely following the group.
I'll like elbow Loraya and gesture at them.
Sorry, I just ate a lemon.
Why? Why?
Because it's nice. I didn't expect I needed to talk to stalkers. It's just bad timing. Oh. I'll go up to them and say, "Can I help you?" After ingesting a lemon.
Yeah, you essentially Koo spots it like the most, but you, as Koo sort of elbows you, you notice the last of the shadows that sort of jump across the rooftops.
Oh, okay. I don't walk up to them.
Yeah, it was
I'll
more
keep
of
an
a just
extra-
like, yeah, it was more of just like a heads up.
Oh, I was gonna seduce them or threaten their life. That's fine.
Koo, can you make me an investigation?
Sure.
As you're doing that.
15.
Okay. You see, it doesn't, not a connection, but it just sort of lingers on your mind. As that happens, you then look down and you can see there is a in like a blue chalk mark that someone has scratched the thieves' cant symbol for thieves on the side of the building, almost like a little keep an eye out. There are thieves. So it kind of makes you a little bit aware that there is some form of criminal underworld here, for sure.
Off to
Yeah.
the big city.
Yeah, crazy.
I'll
Really?
under my breath like reference that and then I don't know, hold my stuff a bit closer.
Okay, and as you sort of mark that, you, with that perception and investigation, notice that there is something sort of glitters, sort of shines off the light. As you see the last of that shape disappear, you clock the symbol, and it tumbles onto the street and sort of clinks along the ground. One of them's dropped something as they across the rooftops.
Sloppy.
Sloppy, very sloppy.
I'll try to real casual walk over and pick it up.
Okay. Yeah, you find sort of a small bronze disc with an eye split with a line, almost like a right down horizontally down the middle. It seems to be a token of some kind, and not for skee ball as well. Which, okay. Given that you are... No worries. Given that you've concluded your shopping, is there anything else you guys would be keeping an eye out or looking for? Anything else on today's introductions?
it's time to find a bar.
Probably an apothecary. Buy some potions.
Yeah, go for it. Make me either perception or investigation.
Only a 19 that time.
I don't even know why I ask sometimes. You sort of pick out, rather than the classic stores with big sort of like big signs and someone's that's just like trying to gesture for people to come and shop, you find a little bit less flashy. You find this sort of following your nose more than anything. sort of a sharp, herby, bitter root smell, and you notice that through the hanging silks, half hidden behind sort of glass jars and hanging bundles of plants and things like that, you see just a row of different liquids and colors and things, all kept in glass vials or bottles of some kind. You would guess that this is probably an apothecary that actually has things that are real. What are we looking for in particular?
Mostly potions of healing.
Mhm.
Running a little low on those.
Yeah, so standard price, 50 gold. She has like they're sort of at the front, since a lot of people buy them. There seems to be standard healing potions. You also notice next to them sort of a conical glass vial with like a red sort of flickering liquid in it. You would guess that sort of minor potions of fire resistance to give you a little bit of a rest from the heat.
Yeah, I'll buy 3 healing potions and then let anyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone else looking to buy anything or have maybe a deeper look?
Not so much the apothecary, but I am sort of thinking about the fact that it is a celestial dialect they're speaking, and that the guard, the Callus, is really tall. And I'll sort of look around to see if I can spot Azamar around, if I now notice that people are of Azamar origin.
Ah, okay. Make me... What side are you relying on? Are you relying on outward appearance? Or are you just kind of trying to see if you can concentrate and find some form of familiarity in aura?
I think aura, because I know the half side of Azamar makes them wildly different looking, but they all share a celestial origin.
Okay. Make me a perception check. And I say with advantage since you are also an Azamar.
Yes. Okay, that first one's an 8. Second one is a nat 1, so we'll go with an 8. That was
On
with
an
advantage.
8, you see a couple of people that look a bit strange. You see some people. You see one guy who you think might be a good candidate. He's got sort of like one portion of his right eye is like completely black with like a red iris in the middle. And you're like, ooh, maybe he's like a duck. And then you realize that it's probably just an injury or something. You don't see anyone else on an 8, but I would say you do get a sense that perhaps the tailor might have been, but you're not sure if that is accurate or not.
The elven lady,
Yes.
or the elf ear-pointed lady. Yeah. Cool. No, I'm just trying to find my origins, and I can't see anything.
As you
once
are
again,
sort of like
legally blind.
looking around, keeping an eye on that, and you sort of see that guy, and then nothing happens. You sort of pass through. You guys are all walking through the bazaar. You pass through this sort of trailing piece of silk, and as it crosses sort of absentmindedly in the breeze past your eyes, all of the people around you disappear, and a bunch of the stalls. And it's just you in the same place in the streets with some sort of remnants out of focus of your surroundings. And walking down the street in front of you is a very familiar, slightly differently adorned satyr. You can see that some portions of his lower goat legs are now a little bit more silver in some of the parts of the fur. You can see that his horns, once before that they were sort of rising and curling and slightly larger, are now branched off into two. That circlet you saw before is still on his head and now has a burning purple gem in the middle. His irises are now cat-like, like you've seen. And there's definitely a sort of wider shoulders to the entire frame. And he's sort of making his way towards you.
Hello, Ashir. Nice to see you.
It's a good look. I like the new outfit.
Thanks. I figured it was time for a change of brand.
I sensed you were looking to ask me some questions.
Yeah, I just can't help but feel... Well, I mean, you told me, so it's not strange that I feel it, but there's so much celestial presence, and I was just wondering if there were people like me, but I don't really know how to spot them, actually. I'm the only one I know, so I really don't know how to even go about that.
There are more than a few of a celestial line, but there's no one like you, Lorea.
Oh, stop it.
I knew of a couple back in the day. Actually, one of the champions of the Guardian at one point was an Asimar. A child of a celestial, but to scan every person in the city would take me more effort than I can be bothered, if I'm honest.
That's not what I was asking of you. Where do you suggest I look for my origin? It would take me just as much, if not more, time to scan every person, and clearly you have some info.
Make me persuasion roll.
$18. And I'll add a little. Please, you promised me I'd find something about my parents.
You know, the followers of the grave, the followers of the weavers, they have a saying, which is life is about the journey rather than the end. I feel like you're trying to find a shortcut here, Maria.
How? I was supposed to find something about my family in this city, and now I'm in this city. Well,
And you
it took a bloody long time for it as well. If there was a shortcut, I would have taken it.
I tell you what. You get me my relic, I will tell you where to look.
That wasn't the deal we made.
Deals change.
What do you even want me to steal?
Yes, that would be helpful to tell you. There is... And you can see that he pauses to think if he's going to say it out loud or not. Maybe another persuasion roll, and this time at advantage.
Jesus Christ, the highest is a 12.
Oh, I rolled so badly. There is a noble in this city. I don't know which one of these magical parasites has it, but there is a helm that I am looking for.
Okay. Sure, I'll steal a helm. I'm sure I'll recognize it once I see it, or care to give me any more details before I get you the wrong helm?
It is forged from a metal that drinks the light around it. It will be
Cool, that
fairly
doesn't
obvious,
sound-
especially to your large friend.
Is it a Lord of Torment thing?
No, you don't need to worry about that.
Good, because I was sure the helm was going to find us before I found it. Alright, I'll do some recon. That's fine. Soul-sucking helm. No, sorry, light-sucking helm. Sure. Is it you're scared to share the light with other people that you need this helm, or?
It's more leverage. If anything, it benefits you and your companions in the times to come. I would just like it in my possession.
I'm not protesting, I'm just curious. You know I follow you always.
How goes your conversion of your shelled friend?
He, was a little bit sick today.
I'm sure he'll bounce back.
Yes. I'm sure he will.
Just gonna check. You notice that he, much like the rest of the interactions you've had with him, is usually conversation. You each say what you want, then he leaves. But he seems to sort of linger a moment, and he's having a look around at the surroundings, and he looks down and across. You can see out of like this blurry focus. He's looking at one of the guards with the masks. And there seems to be a little bit of a twinkle of mischief on his eyes.
It's also... I've also noticed that we're not in his realm, but he is here.
Yes.
I'll straight up ask him that. Like, why did you come here? Why are we not in your garden, if I may ask?
Right. Yes. You're very perceptive, I have to give you that one.
Well, that's the first time I've heard that.
The roots and boughs of the trees of my forest allow us some privacy. Let's just say I no longer need to rely on my domain to enhance that effect.
Okay.
You've done great work for me, Norea.
Thank you, Ashir.
He's sort of still lingering on one of the guards. Do you think it's weird that they hide their face?
I didn't question it, actually. I just assumed they were evil people and they usually hide their face.
Do you know what's the strangest thing? I can't see what he looks like.
That is odd.
Yes, it is.
So, I'm assuming those masks are magical in some way. Concealing.
It would be strange if they weren't.
But to block an archface sight.
Yes. It appears there is much about this city that I was underestimating.
Are you scared?
Only to lose you to these poor mutts, my dear.
You're very flattering today.
Do you want to make me an insight?
Sure. See if I don't roll shit. Yes, I do. A 10.
He is being oddly charming.
I'm trying to
And
figure
you're
out why
not-
he's lingering.
Yeah,
What he
you're
wants
not
me to do or
sure
say.
if... I would say even on a 10, you're not sure if it's confidence or curiosity. Like there's something that you just can't quite... There's something different.
Do you ever go out on your own, Bashir? Like, you contact me, we are in your realm. Now you're here, you don't need the trees. Do you ever just go out?
Like on the town for a drink.
I guess.
Rarely. But I can... You see he pauses. I do it more often now than before, but not as you see me.
I wouldn't assume so. Shame, really. It's a sight to behold.
Flattery.
Learn from the best.
The guards aren't the only one wearing masks. And I need you. So if you would mind taking caution with whom you talk to, I would greatly appreciate it.
I always take caution. Anyone in particular I need to not talk to?
Always, you always take caution. And he's like
I look
looking
very
at your ring,
offended.
and then looks back at you.
Do you not think that was a good idea? Do you know how far that brought us?
It was the consequences of those actions were good. I don't think it was your idea to make that happen.
Oh, so now I don't have free will? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just don't think you intended to sleep with one of the people ruling the city.
No, but it was a nice...
It was a good addition.
Extra
I'll
effects.
give you that one. Yeah. Plus, now he's mine, so...
Well, we'll talk about that.
Will we?
I suppose there's multiple aspects to him. Not relevant. I wasn't exactly planning on sleeping with everyone. Maybe a few.
Fair enough. You can do whatever you want.
So, again, anyone I shouldn't sleep with, in your opinion? Just so I know who to sleep with instead.
I wouldn't like to tell you who you should and should not pick to your bed, Maria.
I'll hold you to that. So don't come afterwards telling me off about sleeping with someone. Shut. I realized it mid-sentence. I tried to salvage it. I did a really good job at that, all right? I don't want any of that snickering going on in the background.
My Maria, the more powerful you get, you're drawing some confidence from somewhere.
You know, you must have been. You have a great influence on me.
I should remind you I'm not stuck in that locket anymore.
Okay, yeah. Odd reminder. Why did you say that?
I was just curious if you ever kept it.
I still wear it. It's around my neck. How do you think I pray to you?
And you just, as you say that question, it just, the vision begins to sort of bleed back. And then you begin to hear the market and the bazaar and people moving, and it's just gone.
I wasn't done talking to you. Bastard. And I'll return to the boys, who I assume are near me still.
Can you make me one final insight check?
It's a 10 again.
Okay. Your DC, I was just about to say it, but your DC was a 20. On a 10,
Cool.
I would say you noticeably... you take notice of specific things that he brought up that confused you. But aside from that, nothing else.
Yeah.
Even on a 10, you obviously getting the knowledge that he now no longer is bound just to his domain in terms of being able to freely interact. Yeah, on a 10, that's...
Yeah, I definitely clocked some weird things he said, but no, 10.
Okay.
And I, the player, am too stupid to make any connections either, so...
All will be
I dunno.
revealed. Don't worry.
I don't know.
Okay. Shopping done. Anything else? From everyone.
Beer.
Here.
Beer. Okay. Are we going back to the Rimwood Rest, or are we looking for a different? Are we looking? What are we looking for? A tavern, a drinking hole, a bar? What sort of style? Is there anything in particular you guys are keeping an eye out of?
Anything with a cheap price.
Yeah. Whatever works for me.
Okay. Who would you want to lead you on the search for a cheap place to drink?
Who?
Feels like a Geo job.
Oh. Just not mine.
Well, okay. Gio, do you want to make me a either investigation or survival, please?
I'll do survival.
Oof.
30-20.
Oh, yeah, you find, let me find the place. You find, it's not so much a bar, it's, sort of, a set of stairs that narrowed from a street that curves along the inner wall. And you find like just a doorway that's been cut into it. There's a dented metal, rather than a sign, it's just a massive tankard that's been nailed into portion of a piece of wood. This is called the Split Cask.
As I think I found something, if this looks okay to you. I know it just kind of goes down to a dark staircase, but...
Cool.
I'll follow behind Geo.
Okay. Gio, you actively have to like crane your neck downwards as the room is quite low ceiling, carved directly into it's just stone. You can see wooden beams reinforce parts of it. Tables are mismatched. There is no uniformity to any of it. Some of them have been repaired with pieces of metal. It smells of ale and meat and sweat. There is sort of behind the bar like a massive large cask that's been framed with glass, and you can see that there is some form of magic being able to the cask is completely split in two. It's called the Split Cask, and this magic is pouring the ale down and then bringing it back up, and so it's just a waterfall, sort of framing the back portion of the bar. You can see that behind the bar is just a very broad-shouldered human with a shaved head. He's wearing an apron, and he's just kind of washing some stuff down. You can see what they sell is called Crater Ale. There's some grain liquor, some sweet wine, and then there's Scorpion's Touch, which it says it normally costs 1 gold, but if you drink it and eat the scorpion, then it's for free. And this seems like a watering hole for the lesser picky of people, shall I say. Ale is like 3 copper, the liquor is 5 copper, and the wine is a silver, and that's it. That's all they have. They have 3 things, and then the scorpion.
I want the scorpion.
It's a cheap place to drink. That's what you guys are looking for.
Yeah,
I did
want
it
to
in
try
real
the
life.
scorpion.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. The 3 of you come up to the bar. You notice the bartender's like cleaning his glass. And as you 3 approach, he says something out loud. How long does your comprehend languages last?
An hour.
Okay. I will say at this point it has...
waned. But
yeah,
I will
I'd say at this point
try-
it's waned. But he says something, and the 3 of you don't understand what he says out loud. And then he
I
sort
will
of
try
pauses.
to speak in Celestial, though.
Okay, go for it. What are you saying in Celestial?
Hi. Can we get scorpion drinks, please? Maybe, perhaps.
Scorpion, yes. And you can see that there's like a recognition in what you're saying. And he pulls it out. Places 3, they're almost like tumblers because they are very large shot glasses. And you can see that there is a still alive scorpion slowly drowning at the bottom of each of the glass. And on top of it has been poured like this deep, amber, thick, almost like honey level of thick liquid, and just kind of like slides one to each of you.
I'll ask him, are you supposed to kill it before you drink it?
No, you eat and just like makes the motion.
Life?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna shot the whole thing.
Okay.
And
Yup.
Can we all make Constitution saving throws? And Geo, yours
Yes.
is with advantage.
Sweet.
I want to get
Is it because I
off
drink
my
so
tits
much that's
drunk tonight.
No, it is not.
17.
Nice. Coop's got a strong stomach. I mean,
rolled
he
a
used to
na-
drink blood, so that makes sense.
I rolled a dirty 20, but I wanted to get drunk, so this is the first time I get a good roll when I want a bad one.
No, you want a good one. Trust me.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it just means the scorpion doesn't kill you.
Pretty much, yeah. So none of you are poisoned. You would have had the poison condition, but none of you are poisoned. You sort of chug it, and you feel a crunch as part of it passes your teeth. You can give it a bite down just to make sure it doesn't sting you on the way down. And instantly, there's a little like retch in your stomach as you feel it hit. And it's almost like watching a piece of acid like drop onto a metal. Like you feel something bubble, and you're like, but then you get this waft all over you, and you are instantly inebriated. It's free though, so who gives a fuck? Geo, to you, the scorpion tastes sweet.
not surprised. Can I have another?
Of course, and just slides the next one over to you.
I shot that one too.
I'll get just an ale.
Cool. Yeah, 3 copper. Just
Not trying to throw up behind the weird tavern we're in.
I will. I'll get another one.
okay. Both of you make another Constitution saving throw.
Another dirty 20 for me.
Amazing.
13.
13. Ooh, was that with advantage?
Oh no.
Oh, well, there you go.
13.
Oh no. You have you take 3 points of poison damage, and you are poisoned.
I'll slide him an extra 2 copper as a tip.
Very nice.
Because God only knows what these two are about to get up to.
As he notices that you guys are very into it, he sort of indicates slightly further down the bar. There's a set of stools for you guys to sit at. Coup for you, again, your passive is so high. You just noticed a lot of these people in here are one person's completely asleep at the table. One woman is sharpening a knife and then like stabs it into the table and then sharpens another one. A couple of people are playing a quiet game with some sort of cards and tokens of some kind. There is a bard in the corner, but he's not really playing to an audience. He's kind of like playing to himself, playing with himself. I would say on your
Bait.
passive,
That was bait.
That was bait.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Here's what he's doing.
He's probably a master at it too.
I'd say you notice that a couple of people sort of talk a little too low for you to take notice of what they're saying. And there definitely seems to be something a bit shifty, but this entire place is very sketchy, so it's like, eh. But yeah, you guys can sit at the stools. And yeah.
I'm gonna ask the most important question of this session.
Mhm.
Where are the hot people that look like they're important?
Not in this bar.
Okay,
It's
within
us.
this bar, who looks the hottest and most important?
Who?
Us.
Oh, genuinely, cool. He walks with a posture of someone who he's a bureaucrat. So, yeah, out of everyone, him and maybe a couple of the merchants that just have like one of them's asleep, and the other one's just kind of like tilting his head ever so slightly. They're not really doing much other than drinking.
Listen,
Yeah,
I love
everyone-
stupid ideas, but I'm not gonna make it awkward and sleep with my coworker. Let's not do that.
Everyone knows paper pushers who become outdoor people are the hottest.
That's kind of true, actually. Yeah. Anything else for you guys as you are you gonna while away some time drinking in this establishment? Let's face it, Gio could drink like 10 of these and still be standing. So
Yeah.
he's not even scratched 100 HP yet. So
No.
he's fine.
Not 1 of 5.
Well, I think in this moment, not really. There's no hot people. I just want to get drunk. And I think deciding on where to go next is probably a thing for the next day.
Yeah, I think
Understandable.
I am very much just hanging out until night when we stumble back.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
we got shipwrecked and then trekked across a desert. This
A
is like the
desert,
first time we
yeah.
can actually relax.
Yeah. Okay. We will leave it there with Gio slowly poisoning himself, and I'd say, Lorrea, at some point you will either fall asleep on the bar or just have the head roll thing. You know, when you're just kind of like all over the place.
I'm gonna have one of those ugly cries about my life to some random girl in the line at the bathroom.
Oh my god. And we will leave you guys in this bar, sort of just relaxing, finally taking a time to rest. We'll find out what you guys get up to in this brand new city of magic and mystery on another session of Wyrdcast. But until then, say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Eternity's a gift, they say, to never cross the veil. This life I try to savor, and I try to no avail. Cursed that mortal brevity which has rent you from my arms. Curse this cold eternity without you to keep me warm. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady. Why do roses bloom in spring, only to wither and die? You were all that was good in me. Now back to darkness go I. Take with you my sanity, better madness than the pain of my want. All my effort is vanity, and I hear the ravens taunt. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady.